Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Lynn and today we're going to make this adorable little gift box with the panda, and he happens to be munching on a glazed donut. Alright, without further ado, let's make this. Okay, I'm going to start off with the box. So this die set is from the Pixi Dust Designs January 2023 release, and the largest die in the set is the actual box itself. And so what's fantastic is that the box, the die does put in all of the score lines, so it's going to be really easy to assemble this box because it is just the one die cut. And so there's just a couple of glue tabs and that's really it. I was able to fit this onto a, the width of it I think is just like a smidge, just like a very smidge wider than 8.5 inches, but I still fit it on an 8.5 inch length of my cardstock. And what you want to do is cheat in a little bit from the side that actually has the glue tab. The glue tab you can identify by the portion that has the slight mitered cuts, and it's only about 1/2 inch, because a glue tab not being quite as wide as originally designed isn't the end of the world. But on the opposite end of that, you do want that to be the end that currently right now is up against the left edge of my stamping platform. I mean, that you want to be full. So if you're going to cheat a little bit and try to make this like in a very efficient cut so that you can just fit it across the 8.5 dimension of your cardstock, then cheat it on the side of the glue tab to where you're shortening, narrowing the glue tab rather than narrowing the actual front of the box. So that's my little tip, because it is just a smidge. It's barely wider. And all I've done here is I happen to have a background stamp of bamboo. And being that the panda is going to be a fixture on this gift box, I decided to just stamp my cardstock with that lovely bamboo pattern. And the cardstock that I'm using, it is a little bit lighter weight, but I feel like it still holds up just fine. So I just used 65-pound weight cardstock, and I think that works pretty okay. I don't think you need anything heavier than that, but it really just depends on what you plan on putting inside and whether it's heavy. And if it is, then you may want a heavier weight cardstock. But because there's some angles and there's some because it does get tapered at the top, that's why I chose to start for this first box with a lighter weight cardstock to see how well it holds up, and I feel like it holds up okay. Now all I'm gonna do is just fold all of my folds as mountain folds, but then when it comes to the sides, so there's some interesting score lines here. There's one score line, they're all partial. So you just kind of have to gently fold them. The two diagonals are going to be valley folds, and the horizontal one is also, that one is a mountain fold, and the very short vertical fold or score line at the top is also a valley fold. So just gradually kind of pinch and fold those, because you're not going to be able to kind of fold it completely flat just because of the angles and because they all are kind of partial partial scorings. So I would just work it into the shape that it needs to ultimately get to, and you'll get it there. And it's easy to put this together. So you just put some glue on the glue tab, and then you fold everything down flat, and the opposite end should meet up exactly where it needs to. And this is the sort of box where if you wanted, you could have most of this done and stored flat, and then leave it to the end to assemble the bottom. The bottom actually sits just fine without, the design of this is really great because there's a little bit of a tuck. And so you don't technically have to glue it if you don't want to. But again, I think that's going to depend on what you put in and how heavy it is. If you're worried something might drop out of the bottom, then you may want to glue it. And all I did was I actually just glued 2 tabs together, and I burnished them from the inside because it's for 3D things like boxes and bags, it's hard to really burnish flat, but you just do your best. And that 4th flap that has the little tuck tab, I just tuck that in and I don't even glue that down. So you definitely could if you wanted, but and that would definitely give it a little bit of extra strength too. Just anytime you add some extra glue, that glue is gonna soak into your papers if it's a water-based glue, and that does help to add a little bit of strength. So with the box assembled, I'll start to put together the panda. Super adorable. You have the panda head, which I've cut out of white. And then all of the layers on top of it, I've cut out of black. And what's really great about how these dies are designed is the bottommost layer, it does have debossed lines, so you know where to place the various layers that need to go over top. So that's why I'm able to actually put glue and know exactly where to put the glue, because it's hard to see it on camera, but when you get this die set at home, you'll be able to see it really clearly where those deboss lines are. So you can do exactly what I've done, where I've just drawn the glue where I know these additional pieces need to go in order to get them layered up just right. And I love how the eyes are designed on all of the Pixi Dust designs, because there's sort of that highlight in the eyes, the little specular highlights, and that really does make the character feel very, very cute, very alive. It would look very different if it was just solid black. And so I just love that. I love that detail. It makes these characters super, super adorable. The little paws here are also super cute. And do note that there's sort of a right paw and a left paw. So they are not, they are mirrored images of each other. So take note of that, because they are slightly different. And the glazed donut here is super adorable. I just thought my panda would be munching on a donut. And I don't know what I'm gonna gift in here, but I just thought it would be cute. The idea of the panda eating a donut. And this is totally optional, but for the closure, I'm gonna add just a little, I forget what they're called, hook and loop, I think is the general term, because I think the other term, Velcro, is the brand. And these aren't from that brand. I think I got these from the dollar store, in fact. So they're really nice because they're small. They are about, I would say maybe a little bit, the diameter might be a little bit wider than 1/4 of an inch. And they do have adhesive on them, but I still added just a smidge of liquid adhesive to really make sure it was a nice firm stick. And if you're going to do that, then you definitely need to give your Velcro dot a little bit of time to dry before you open it back up, because the way that I like to attach these is I put one half where I want it, then I put the other part of the hook and loop right onto there, and then I close it. I close my box. That way it finds, the exact location where it needs to get attached on the underside of the box, and there's just no guesswork that way. And so I find that the easiest way to line up anything that has like a matching pair. I do magnets in the same way. So get one side attached, drop the other pair, whether it's the hook and loop or a magnet, which you could also use here as well, and put some adhesive on the back of the pair, and then close your box so that it finds where it needs to go. Now on my donut here, I glued just about a little bit more than half of it down, but I left the top a little bit open just in case I wanted to. You'll see this in the final pictures, because I can tuck the panda's head just under the donut, so it actually kind of looks a little bit more like he's munching on it, because the donut will be a little bit in front of him. So that's another way that you can maybe, if you put the donut up a little bit higher, it could actually serve as a way to keep the flap closed as well, if you wanted to skip the Velcro. So here is a final close-up look. I just love the panda. I love how adorable his big eyes are. It's super cute. And this little gift box is so easy to put together. Great for small gifts, maybe a little bit of jewelry, maybe some chocolates. Really, really fun. Super cute and very fast to put together. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please consider liking, commenting, and sharing. And if you're already subscribed to my channel, thank you so much. I appreciate you. And if you haven't already subscribed, please consider doing so and ringing that notification bell so you get notified whenever I post new videos to my channel. Thanks so much. Until next time, happy crafting and have a fantastic day. Bye.